It just keeps getting worse and worse. I'm basically losing all my spots that I camp at. And I've been around here for years. Like 4 years I've been coming back here, and I've combed the area. I've looked around for the best places to sleep, and those, the ones that I've just... Last night somebody came by creeping around the garbage can enclosure that was like my last resort around here. I mean, there's the sheds in front of the hardware store, and I could still, but that's probably next, you know? But somebody came back there like trying to get into the garbage can enclosure, and I had myself barricaded in, and they were like, what the heck's going on? And he opened this gate, and he looked back there and saw me. He's like, I'm trying to throw some trash away. And it wasn't anybody that worked at the business. That had been closed for hours. There's just some guy parked in the parking lot smoking weed. He was sitting in his car, you know? And he just automatically he's seen a homeless person. I'll call the cops. I packed up my shit and left. I was kind of like, hey, fuck you, you're at. I really don't care about going to jail right now. I got cancer. You got to shut up when I started barking back. I was leaving. So that place is done. I've had an adversarial conversation and confrontation with some... It's a kid, too. He's like 25 years old. In one of those little, you know, Japanese race cars, you know? You know the kind, street racer? That's what he was. He was a street racer. Yeah, he threatens to call the cops on me. I mean, maybe this is a good thing because I'm being confronted with the reality that if I'm going to pursue treatment for this cancer, that I need to be stable, but they don't just give stable places. I mean, maybe as I go back, I'm going to ask the doctor and the people at the oncology department over there. It's like, hey, I'm homeless. Is there any place for me to go? Any programs to help me to where I'm not like just like bivouacking outside someplace when I'm doing this chemo and radiation, because it's just not going to work. I could only imagine. I saw the possibilities. I saw the writing on the wall last night. It's like, dude, what if all this started happening when you were sick as a dog on chemo? You'd be fucked. I'd have been fucked last night if I was laying there, you know, just like chemo sick. And I'm telling you, I would just go to a homeless shelter. Well, it's not that easy. It's not like you have the right, you know, you're being allowed to go in there. It's not like you have the right to be there. It's not like, let me in, or else. They could turn you down. They could deny you their services. And not to be put too fine a point on things, I was actually looking into all the homeless shelters anywhere around the area. Bad reviews. The place is filthy, and people are rude, and you know, and it wasn't the homeless people. It was like the homeless people's families. They're going, hey, they treated my dad like crap, man. They kicked him out. He didn't do anything. They're rude, and all they care about is their job. You know, I knew this. That's why I don't go to homeless shelters. And anyway, it's going to be the worst place for me to be when I'm trying to pursue cancer treatment. I don't know what I'm going to do. I stand a very real chance of not being able to pursue treatment because I'm not stable. And if I don't get treatment, I mean, they caution you not to pay attention to the statistics, but they're there. And if I don't get treated for this, only 6% of the people with my type of cancer, if they don't get treated, are alive a year later. And the clock is ticking. It's been a year after diagnosis. It's been a week since I was diagnosed, so that year is being eaten up as I speak. I'm trying to look on the bright side, like, this is a warning. It's like, you better figure something out besides what you were thinking. Yeah, I'll just get chemo and I'll just go to my camp spots. They're not mine. You know? I knew that. It's just that when I'm healthy, it wasn't as dire a circumstance. It's like, I get lose the spot, I'll just go someplace else. Well, I mean, I could just go to my other locations that I haven't gotten some of them. I've been losing spots over there too. My next location up the road, there's another place I used to take shelter out of the rain. Not all night, but I could sit there for a few hours waiting for businesses to close that I could spend all night there, and I lost that spot. So I'm starting to lose locations that I had for years, and once the cops come, or once you get caught there and it's an adversarial confrontation back behind some alley, or the cops, not the cops, I never have adversarial confrontations with them, but just like a stranger creeping around, or the cops telling you the owner's asked you to leave, or the management asked you to leave, you can't go back. They're not going to be, the cops are usually pretty, if you treat them with respect and courtesy, they'll do the same with you. But they catch you there again, the courtesy thing goes out the window. Then they get real shitty with you. Yeah, I'm getting cornered here, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm going to keep researching online to see if I can find some kind of resource. Maybe open up a new spot, but I want to stay close to the hospital. I don't want to be 20 miles away from the hospital. At least for the first appointment. I got to hang out around here nearby. I'm like 8 miles from the hospital. And I got to hang out around here until at least the first appointment and get some answers from this lady. Then I might be able to broaden my where I'm hanging out. Well, I'm in trouble. There's no doubt about that. It's, I've got a cancer diagnosis, which is, for most people, that's the biggest tragedy ever, and it's the challenge of their life. And I'm homeless too. So it's like double up on the difficulty. Beyond double up. It's just impossible, actually. This is going to take a miracle.